I've been here before, I know the lies. I've been here before, I've seen the sky fall. The sky fall on me. The waves are coming up, they paralyze. The fear is breaking in, it's no surprise, no. But it tries though. This is the reason we rise, we rise. This is the reason we rise, we rise. This is the reason we rise. This is the reason we rise, we rise. No turning back. No turning back. Where do we go from here? Look in my eyes. There's a spark that we don't need to hide, no. Don't hide it, no. Yeah, bullets in the gun, we pay the price. We must overcome, it's time to rise up. Rise up. This is the reason we rise, we rise. This is the reason we rise, we rise. This is the reason we rise. This is the reason we rise, we rise. No turning back. No, we're not turning back. Hypocrites try to get up on me. Demons come, they'll try to harm me. Try to hide, but I think they saw me. But I ain't giving up, no, no. My real friends, they all know the flaw in me. Hate to text me, can you call me? Here I go, new day upon me. This is the reason we rise, we rise. This is the reason we rise, we rise. This is the reason we rise. This is the reason we rise, we rise. This is the reason we rise, we rise. This is the reason we rise, we rise. This is the reason we rise. This is the reason we rise, we rise. No turning back. No, we're not turning back. No turning back.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
That was awesome.
We got it. We got the intro video. What's up? I'm Zayde Wolf. This is my buddy Geoff Duncan.
What is up?
And
How
we
are ya?
are, man, it's cool. I feel like we're actually doing a TV show.
It feels good. Feels like
It
we
does.
have a live audience.
If it does feel good. Thanks for everybody joining in on YouTube.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Geoff, what are we going to do today?
Man, we're going to hang out. We're going to talk about the new record coming soon on May 7th, Neon Blood Type, right?
That's
We're
right.
going to talk about that. We're going to jump into some Pro Tools and look at how one of the new songs came together, Holy Water. So I am pumped to dive into that with you, man, and show these
Yeah.
good people how that all comes together. We've got a bunch of people hitting us with questions on social media and here on YouTube, and we're going to
the
dive
chat
into
is-
some of that. I mean, it's blowing up.
It's blowing up.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
There are people from all over, and it's just so exciting to sort of be here hanging out with you guys.
Yeah,
And of
thanks so
course,
much, guys.
yeah.
Dude, we're just looking at, we've got an iPad down here so we can see all of the comments and stuff coming up. So thanks, everybody, from hitting us up. It's people from all over the world over here right now, and that's a lot of fun. So
Super cool, man.
yeah.
What do you want to do? You want to dive in with a little bit of a look at some questions and stuff, and just sort of jump in while people join before we dive into Pro Tools here for a second?
Yeah, so we had some people reach out with some questions before we started today, and so we thought maybe we'd hit like one or two of those, and then we wanted to show you guys a couple of cool things that happened in the song Holy Water and how that production kind of came to be. And then we've got a cool giveaway that we're doing, so hang on for that. And then at the very end, we're going to play another brand new song off the album. So when we're all finished up, hang around, we're going to play a new song that no one's heard yet.
Perfect.
So,
Love it,
yeah.
dude. Well, here's some questions. Okay, so from the YouTube, MW was asking, how did you start making music for Dude Perfect? How did that come about?
Oh, cool. Yeah, those guys, it was really cool. Cody hit me up on, he just hit me up randomly in an email, and he was, I think it was Gladiator was like the first song, and he was like, hey, we got this cool video that we're working on with these rockets. We're going to see who can shoot this rocket the highest, and we thought Gladiator might be a cool song for it. And it came right at the right time. We had just released Gladiator, and yeah, they just, from there, you know, anytime I have a new song, I always send it to the team first.
So
and
cool.
Let them take a listen to it, see if there's a place that they might want to put it in a video.
So
yeah.
cool, man.
Yeah,
That's right.
Love those guys.
Amazing. That's
I
great.
would love to get on there and shoot hoops with them or something.
Oh, yeah, you should do that, man. You are like 6'3", though, so you're kind of most of the way there, right? So, Moa and Itzy and Army said, at what age did you know you wanted to be a music performer? And who is your biggest inspirations?
Oh, wow. I think, well, my mama says that I was playing piano and trying to write my own songs at like 5 and 6 years old.
Wow.
And I didn't really believe her until I saw my own kids doing that.
Right, yeah.
So I was like, no, Mom, that's not real. And then, but now as I'm older and I see my own kids doing the same thing, I realized that maybe that was true to some degree. Who's my biggest inspiration? I don't know. I feel like I grew up listening to so much Tom Petty albums that like he's probably like my top songwriter, but it's hard to like pinpoint like what's my biggest inspiration. I think the Zayde Wolf sound is like a mashup of alternative rock music, cinematic like movie soundtrack type stuff. Hans Zimmer, big inspiration with that.
Huge.
And then just like pop music. I love great melodies and lyrics and weaving that together in, you know, in a chorus. So it's like those three things kind of make it happen. Yeah.
and then just drums.
And a lot of drums.
Just drums, yeah.
A lot of drums. Big drums.
Richard Compton says, okay, do you have any favorite artists that you would like to collab with? And what's your favorite game to play?
Oh, well, we'll start the backwards
Yeah.
and work our way forward. We play, you know, Modern Warfare Warzone quite a bit. Jeff and I play together.
We're bad, but we're good enough to have fun, but that's about it.
we like to call it bowling night.
It's a good time. It's fun.
As far as collabs though, I think I would love to get outside of the genre. Like I'd love to get outside of the alternative rock genre and do some stuff that's like with like a bigger sort of DJ producer, maybe over in, you know, coming from that sort of whole Euro scene, or work with a few hip hop artists or something like that,
Yes.
and kind of do some more stuff like that. That's kind of outside of the rock genre.
Mm-hmm.
So working what I do into what they do.
Love that.
Yeah,
That's cool,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
Let me grab a couple more, and then we should jump into this
Yeah,
session,
we should.
right?
Sounds cool.
I mean, there are a bunch of things here. Hi from
Ooh,
Brazil.
look at
like
this. Man,
people from all
everybody's
over,
just
and
blowing
it's
it up over
blazing
here.
too. Yeah. Let me see here. Oh yeah, this one was a great one. It's from Shuckman Ryan, and it says, "Could you talk about how the music videos are made, especially Madness and Holy Water? Mm-hmm. They're really cool. My favorite is also Brand New Thing. Are you the one that comes up with these ideas?"
Well, it's collaborative on the music videos, but usually I have a pretty strong idea going into it. The last two, for Holy Water and Madness, those I did with my buddy Marcos, and so he's director of cinematography and director, did most of the editing, but Marcos really let me kind of really, you know, jump in and throw all my ideas into, you know, what I wanted to happen. So I loved working with him on those. On Brand New Thing, I actually shot it all here in the studio. I just set up a camera, I shot myself, and then I did the whole edit with all of the special effects and everything here. So that was hard. I would never do that again. I would probably never do that again. It's like sometimes you get a good idea for something and then you're like, oh man, that was like way too much work, wasn't it?
Making films is hard. I mean, even if they're only 3 minutes.
It's so hard. It's so hard. But
amazing.
I
mean,
enjoy
that's
that
amazing,
though.
man.
I enjoy it because it's like it's a different thing. It's fun. I mean, and you come from that world of working on visual effects and stuff
Right.
like that. So you know how in detail it can be just to CG in a flag in the background and make it actually look good, right?
But you're right. It's fun to dive into some different creative modes,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, keeps
Yeah,
it
for
fresh.
sure.
For sure. Okay,
Yeah.
great. And listen, I do notice a whole bunch of questions hitting the chat about what was the song in the intro. What did we sneak in there, buddy?
Yeah, that was, I meant to say that as we came in. That's the song called The Reason, and it is the opening track on the new album. So we actually have an incredible music video coming for that. I'll just say a quick thing about that. I don't know exactly when we're going to release it. It's all done. A guy from Paris, France, hits me up in Instagram, and he was like, hey, I would love to make a music video with you. I'm like, there's no way we're doing a music video together. I don't know who you are. He kept sending me ideas, and I was like, wait, this is actually like really good. So he sends me an idea. We get into a conversation about stuff, and we shoot this insane music video that we're going to reveal really soon. It's like, it's a mini movie. It actually is a mini. I'm not in it because they shot it in outside of Paris during last year during all of the COVID quarantine time. So, yeah, it's really cool.
I think you sent me a cut of it before it was finished.
Yeah.
And my mind was blown.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything, but man, my mind was blown.
It's cool. It's like a little, it's like a mini
special.
movie, like a
It's
3.5
special.
minute movie.
It's
yeah.
amazing. Yeah,
So
yeah.
fun. So fun.
Very, very cool. So that was The Reason, and we should maybe play that again later and maybe surprise them with
Yeah.
something cool. I don't know.
I
But
know.
anyway, Pro Tools.
Yeah.
We have Pro Tools.
One of the things we wanted to really talk about on here was how a couple of things. How hold on, yeah, there we go.
Boom. Pro Tools. All right.
We wanted to talk about how a little bit of how Holy Water was actually made, and so we're I'm kind of getting my act together here. We're learning how to do the whole streaming at the same time. And so I wanted to play a little bit of Holy Water, which is a current single that we have out right now, a music video. I'm going to play like first verse and chorus and just let you guys listen if you haven't heard the song yet. It'll be a first time listen for you. If you have heard it, you can listen to a little bit of it, and then we're going to talk about a couple of parts about the song, which is I think is going to be kind of cool.
Super cool.
So all right, we're going to play it right now. And coming up, yep.
Did we do a bad thing? Look into my eyes, tell me what it is you see. I know it's been a mad day, living on the edge. The world is tearing at the seams. Yeah. Tell me, is it blood on my lips? Tell me, 'cause I know I can't quit. If I'm paying for these sins, I'm gonna need that holy water. Holy water. I'm gonna need that holy water. Yeah. Holy water. I'm gonna need that holy water.
Yeah.
Hit me like
So good, dude. Great question. Perfect timing, Stephen. What was the song about from Stephen Dutch on the chat right
Oh
here?
man, so the cool thing about Holy Water is the song was sort of written after the album was finished, and so I was in November and December this past year. I'd wrapped up the album,
Right.
all done. I felt great about it. I had 12 songs that I was really loving. And then my PR team hits me up and they were like, hey, we feel like you should do a version for Apple and iTunes that has a couple extra songs on it. So I was like, oh, so
Like
you're
for an exclusive
for
sort
like
of
an exclusive,
okay, right.
yeah. And I was like, so you're telling me I've worked 2.5 years on this album and you want me to write 2 more songs? And they're like, yeah.
You're fired. No.
Don't you have any other ones sitting around? And I was like, no, not really. I had a couple of little things. So I started working on some stuff and I was like, oh, this is all right. Whatever. It's fine. And so the album was done. And so I wasn't really thinking about whether or not a song was going to be like on like the final version of the album. And one night I sat down to Holy Water and basically just wrote Holy Water on piano. Wrote the first verse and chorus in 15, 20 minutes.
Wow.
Kind of came up to the studio.
I mean, is that common for you to get something that quick? It feels pretty quick to have
sometimes, but like I basically had the whole thing pretty much roughed in 20, 30 minutes. And then came up to the studio the next morning and I was almost done with the whole track by the end of the afternoon.
Why do you think that came together so quick? Is it because the record was done?
I think it was 100% because the record was done. I didn't think I was competing for more space on the album. I wasn't working inside a box that I thought I really need to write a song like this to round out an album. It needs to be a fast song. It needs to be a slow song. I need a ballad. All of those things that you think about when you're making an album, those were all gone. So it just went away and the song came out and
awesome.
Yeah, it's a relationship song. It's a song about like needing someone. You know what I mean? So that's really kind of what it's about, and I hope everyone kind of finds something cool about that for
Love
themselves.
that, dude. Love that.
One thing we wanted to talk about with Holy Water is how this sort of beginning sound came about, though, right? We were going to talk about, so at the beginning of the song, we have this like really kind of whiny, crying guitar part thing, right? I'll solo it. So this guitar part, right? It really kind of sets the scene for the whole thing. I tried a bunch of different ideas for what it should be, and I stumbled upon, I kind of let the track play one time, and I muted the vocals, and I was just playing different things on guitar, and I came up with this one line. I actually went back and found it so I could show everybody. It's on acoustic guitar. So that was me playing on acoustic guitar. And I thought at the time that part was it felt kind of out of tune. I don't know, maybe I just picked up the guitar and I was playing it and it felt out of tune. So right. I thought, I'm just going to run it through auto-tune and see if it just tightens it up. Maybe it won't be like the main part, and if it is bad, I'll still go back and replay it. So then what happened is I actually had auto-tune set on the wrong setting. So it tuned a note in a really weird way, which you'll hear. That
is wonky.
Yeah, right.
In a great way.
Yeah, and I thought, man, that's actually kind of weird and awesome. And I had this track set up with these other effects on it, some compression. There's what do we got here?
RC20.
RC20 kind of makes everything really kind of warbly. So then when you play that same track back with all of this on it, it really sounds like it's a sampled old thing, right?
Yeah, for real.
So that was a really happy accident that happened because I had written, like I said, I'd written basically most of the song, but the thing I was struggling with the most was what's it going to sound like at the beginning.
Right.
I didn't want it to start on piano alone. There is some piano there, but so that was...
But it sets the scene in such a cool way. It's a little bit spooky. It's a little bit sort of vintage. It's got a haunting vibe to it. It's very cool.
Yeah. So, that's kind of how the song starts out. You know what we should do real quick? Maybe we should say about the giveaway.
Giveaway. Everyone loves giveaways. Tell us about the giveaway. You better hit the thing. Boom. Giveaway.
We've got a giveaway. We've got a giveaway.
What are you giving away?
Okay, so here's what we're giving away. You're going to get the vinyl for
Yep.
the new album, which we're
Sick.
printing. The vinyl from the new album.
The new neon blood type.
Yep. T-shirt.
Love it.
We're giving away this really cool thing we had made. It's the Zayde Wolf coloring book, which is crazy.
That's insane. That's
You'll have to follow along to hear more about the
Yes.
coloring book because we're going to reveal more about that. But it's inspired by 1980s He-Man.
I love that.
Yeah. crazy.
He-Man versus Z-Wolf. They should do like a one-off comic
You
book.
can see a little picture of it here on screen. You can see a little picture of it there on screen. That's me holding a guitar, smashing a like a robot skeleton.
It's all there.
It's all there. And then we've got a sticker pack that's going on with it, and an iPad Pro. Sending out an iPad Pro.
Mate, that's
So
huge.
if you want to be to get in on this, go to zaydewolf.com/giveaway. This is actually going to be only for U.S. residents, though. We can't do this overseas for like so many different reasons. We will try to do some other things for overseas, but this is for U.S. residents. zaydewolf.com/giveaway. iPad Pro, coloring book, vinyl, stickers. I'm gonna sign the vinyl, T-shirt. What else? What else you want?
That's,
What do you
that's
want?
everything.
Okay.
Guitar pick. Got a guitar pick?
Probably.
Yeah, let's put it in the pile.
Yeah, we'll throw in a guitar pick from the that I
From the
used
sessions.
from the sessions. There you go.
Amazing.
Love it. Love
Guys, this chat is so exciting. Like, I love seeing all the comments here, and it's really hard to read and sort of chat and do all the stuff. So let me kind of relay, but like,
Sure.
we've got some friends in Russia saying, "Yo, what's up? Russia is watching
Hey,
you."
what's
So
going
my
on?
Russian is terrible, but I'm going to try and say "Здравствуйте, подруга." I think that's right. I learned it in a book. Tell me if that was terrible. But so many people just showing love, so thank you.
Love it.
A bunch of people asking, like, what is the favorite song created by you? What's the favorite song that you've made? Do you have a favorite? Or are they all like rad for different, different things? You know, different reasons of awesome.
You know, I think Holy Water was really special just because it happened in a unique way, and I don't want to just like only promote the original single or the current single.
Mm-hmm.
I think that one is great. I love, you know, the song New Blood. I think that was just because that one was so early as well. It sort of just came out of nowhere for the same reason. So those are a couple of my favorite ones. But sometimes someone will point a song out to me, or I'll hear one of my songs somewhere, and I'll be like, man, there was some cool things that I tried to do in there that I'm happy with. And other times I'm like,
I got away with that. I mean,
You
I
got
haven't,
away
heard,
with
I
it,
haven't
yeah.
heard any of your songs that feel like you got away with anything. I think they're incredible. I love so many of your songs.
thanks so much.
Yeah, man. Higher Than High is one of my all-time
Oh, yeah.
faves. I love that. I think I keep on telling you that every time it comes up. I text you and say, "Dude, this song's so
Oh,
cool. I love
man.
it, dude.
Yeah,
it's so
thanks.
fun."
Thanks.
More Pro Tools? What do you want to dive into some
Yeah.
more stuff and
I
see
think-
what's up?
I think a couple of the things we had, like a couple of questions about the choir vocals and stuff
Yes.
in that, and I think in the chorus you guys will notice that we have like this big choir. So we have my vocal tracks, which are here, and we'll just like solo them real fast so you can hear like my vocal tracks in the chorus alone. Oh, we hear? Oh yeah, we are.
I'm gonna need that holy water.
So that's just me. And then, if we want,
Holy water.
if we want to make it really cool, we
Need that holy water.
Well, yeah,
yeah, it's like this stuff here.
legit.
Holy water.
So that's my friend Jason and Nikki singing together on that, multiple
Amazing.
tracks, and they just have these just huge voices. I wish my voice sounded like Jason's. His
Man.
voice is so good.
Your voice sounds sick, and actually they sound sick together. I mean, it sounds huge.
I think it's a nice contrast
Yeah.
because like my voice is a bit straighter than theirs, you know, as far as like the way I sing, and they have all this sort of like more movement in it. So like the contrast in the two, like I could stack my voice up on all of these same parts, and it's not gonna quite sound as like big and wide, I think, as this combination of things together.
So good, man.
Yeah, they did some neat stuff, like even the second verse, like It's actually kind of cool if we solo this and the bass.
Hit me like a bad dream, drifting in my head. I wonder if the nightmare's true, but you know I like the madness, playing with the fire and living with the monsters too. Yeah, yeah. Tell me, is this love on your lips?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude, I know what you're saying.
It's almost, the hard part was finishing the song and picking out what to be heard. Cause it's
So,
like,
okay, so
sick.
there are some bits where they go absolutely bananas in there. Can you show us some of that stuff, man?
Yeah, there's a few parts here on the end.
It's
like if we
amazing.
If we solo out their whole sesh here. Let's see. It's just wild, but it works in context.
so
You don't
good.
really hear it unless. Because my voice is kind of singing over top of it all, but you kind of get a nice contrast of these little things kind of floating around, especially if you put on it some good headphones.
Right on.
You can really hear some neat stuff happening in there for sure.
That's
So-
cool. Luke Jensen just yelled out in the chat, dude, remix much? And we were talking about that too,
Yeah,
right?
we
there.
were,
We've
we
got some
were.
announcements coming about some remix stuff, so...
Yeah, I think we'd like to do a remix contest soon.
Yeah.
We're probably going to try to get that off. We've talked about it as a team before, and this could be cool to give everybody the stems on this song and just like let them go to town, see what happens. Could be some neat
I think
stuff.
it'd be bananas. I think it'd be
Could
cool.
be some neat stuff.
Super cool, yeah. All right, well, look, no Zayde Wolf song is a Zayde Wolf song without ridiculously huge drums. So can we take a second to jump into that real quick?
You got it, man.
Show us the magic, man. You know I love this stuff.
You got it. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here. I think first might be cool to just sort of solo like the second chorus
Okay,
and just
sick.
like hear kind of what's going on here. So there's some cool stuff happening here. There's so that's kind of the basic beat. There's some neat things in there. There's a lot of samples that I've made kind of on my own here. Before my studio was finished, it was like just a wide open room, and it was really reverby in here. I came in and recorded some claps and some stomps and stuff like that. That stuff's in here, which is really fun. And I think another thing that's really neat is this part after the chorus where it goes into basically a drum solo. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking, I've always
Of course it does, you know.
I always thought that it was super cool whenever you'd go to a live performance. And there was never really drum solos in songs. There was maybe a 2-bar fill. That was about as far as it went.
Yeah.
But guitars and pianos and organs, they always ended up with like a lead line, right?
Right.
Synthesizer. They're the ones who got, 16 bars to do like a lead.
Some ripping.
Yeah, it just didn't happen in songs. And so I thought, I'm just going to do that in my songs.
So you would go to a show, and then the drummer would always get a little moment where he's having a solo.
Right.
Lights are flashing. It's a good time when you're a 15-year-old kid losing your mind. So you want to bring some of that into the song.
Yeah, so I did that by, there's some program stuff here, and then there's some stuff that I played on top of it. So, like, if you haven't heard the song yet, this is after the second chorus. We drop into this, basically a drum solo with a little bit of vocals and stuff on it. That's just wild, right?
That's a lot of fun, dude.
It's
Man.
like the main bulk of it is like a combination of these tracks here. Yeah.
It's like, how can I make this even bigger?
You just
Gonna hit
yeah.
all this stuff really hard.
That's sometimes a hard part though. You're adding so many things that you just have to be careful. Too much is not necessarily more. It's like it's more when there's less before it, right?
Right.
Like so your contrast of like so many a few things in a verse to more things in a chorus or in this part.
Right, so it's the dynamic change that makes it feel spectacular.
Or even like this, there's a small little dropout before this happens, where it's just the bass note hanging out for a second, right?
Right on.
Yeah.
So sick, dude. I love it.
Fun stuff, man.
I love it. So there's just so much stuff going on in there, but it all comes together and sounds so tight and clean. So have you got any tricks for dealing with stuff getting harsh? I mean, I know we're getting nerdy now, but obviously with that much sizzle and energy, there's potential for stuff to get harsh sounding and hard sounding. So is that something you deal with on your master bus, or are you just kind of careful as you've done enough of this now that you're like, I know how to treat this so that it just doesn't get out of control?
Well, there are some things that you can do. Like I'm always kind of playing around with what is taking up what set of frequency range. Like, so, you can only have so much there, and sometimes scooping out some mid-range on some instruments so that the vocal can sit in there and not be conflicting with anything else is real important. I do use, where is that Soothe plugin? That's on the master, but that's not the master. This guy, but I'll even show you. It's barely moving. It's barely
every now and again, it's grabbing something that could be a problem potentially.
I think so. That, and there's a little bit. I still like the multiband compression on this old plugin. This is the old one. So it's kind of controlling some stuff. It's kind of controlling some stuff there as that happens. But I think you kind of have to deal with some stuff individually if there's a problem with it.
Yeah,
and
right.
Just finding space within like how things are panned, start mixing kind of in mono and work things outward and stuff like that,
Amazing.
So, yep.
Love it. Well, yeah, that's essentially the nuts and bolts of holy water.
Yeah, it kind of is. That's some big parts of it. Yeah, for sure.
That's sick. Let's. I'm going to look on this chat, see if we've missed any questions that people want to answer before we sort of wrap up and peace out. Let me just jump back in here real quick.
Yeah, for sure. And I'll just, in case people are just kind of popping in right now, I'm gonna put this back up on screen for the giveaway. If you guys want to jump in on that.
Here's a good one. The Optimum video. What did you feel when you found out your song was going to be in the Super Bowl? I mean, that's pretty huge.
Oh, wow. I didn't really know that it was going to be. I mean, we kind of did. John from Lyric House, who's in the licensing team, Geoff's repping the shirt today. Yes. They hit me up a couple of days before, and they said that the network wanted to clear the song for usage, but that doesn't really mean anything. You know how it goes. Like
You may get it, you may not get it.
Yeah.
Right.
And so in my mind, they're clearing 1,000 songs that they might want to use for the Super Bowl, right? Because it's still days out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was actually in Atlanta. We were filming the Madness and Holy Water videos kind of back to back over a 3-day period. And we were sitting in the hotel room watching the Super Bowl. We had just watched The Weeknd. It came back on, and I was sitting there by my buddy Jordan, and Marcos was there, and Tara was there, who was working on the video with us. And Jordan was like, "Dude, that's your song," and it was.
Like,
so we were like, "Whoa, it was crazy. It was awesome. It was
that's
awesome.
huge, man.
Awesome.
Well done.
Happy to be a part of sports in the way that I've been able to be a part of sports.
Totally.
I love sports. So
super
it's
cool.
fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man.
I feel like we're at a good place to say thank you so much for tuning in, right? And have you got any last sort of thoughts you want to share? I have a question.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a thought, and I'd love to sort of throw this your way. Like, a huge part of what I've taken from your music is this idea of overcoming boundaries and sort of pushing through stuff and sort of overcoming being a champion and all this sort of stuff. And, that's been a huge inspiration to me. And, like, tell me a little bit about how you sort of have brought that to bear on the songs and what does that mean to you to be a part of your people's lives in that way as a sort of inspiring sort of figure? Like, I'm not alone in feeling that, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think that I get so many messages about that, and a lot of them I don't even get to return in comments on YouTube and stuff, and I see some of that stuff from you guys, and I really appreciate it. I think the fact that the music has been you know, in some ways, people's sort of motivational soundtrack has been awesome. Like whether it's working out or creating your own video or writing your book, you know, all of those things that I get from people working on your sports stuff, like business motivation, like it's like all it's attaching to some really cool stuff, and I love that. I think from where I came from, I grew up in a really small town, and I always wanted to sort of overcome, like, you know, the small amounts of money that we had and kind of try to build into something. So, like, the songs are my story just as much as they are, like, for you guys. And so I appreciate it. I'm happy to be, I feel like I'm on the ride with everyone else. I don't really feel like that it's just like me making songs, whatever. I'm still like I'm still on the ride.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, and YouTube, thanks for being on the ride with me and my buddy Zayde Wolf.
Yeah, dude. I wanted to also say we're going to try to do this. If you guys like this and you want us to do it more, please comment and subscribe on here, that you want to see us, you know, making some more of these. We are going to see if it's a possibility next week that we come on and we basically do sort of a virtual pre-release little party, like a listen down, so you guys can hear a bunch of the songs before the album comes out next week.
Love it.
Because that is next Friday. Yeah, May 7th. The album's coming out.
May 7th. Neon Blood Type.
I feel like I've been working on it for 3 years.
And it's gonna be out.
I'm so happy that it's coming out.
I love it,
So
man.
happy. So also, I'm just going to say, if you guys want to, I know a lot of you are on YouTube, but if you use Apple Music or Spotify or any of those things, Pandora, whatever it is, pre-save the album if you can. It really helps out a lot. Subscribe to this channel. All of those things actually really do help us independent artists out a lot. So thanks for that. We're gonna take it out with another new song. It's called "Look at Me Now." Right?
Let's go.
All right.
World premiere. You're hearing it first.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much. We will talk to you soon. All right.
Late nights in the city, subways and I'm dizzy. This life moving quickly, moving quickly. I've got me a theory, more gold, gimme, gimme. This is just the beginning, yeah. Always been a fan of the chase, always look fear in the face. Never really cared about the praise, 'cause my head was up there in outer space. Look at me now. Forge me in the fires, lightning in my wires. Born with the uprising,